Hello my gorgeous angels and welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, hi, I'm Liv and we're about to get spooky. So today's video is a bit different than my normal videos. I thought we'd change it a bit and just change the settings and go a bit spooky. So welcome to BOOS, the show where we talk about your ghost stories and I judge them just for you. So I have my phone here. Basically, I've asked you guys over on Instagram for your ghost stories. My Instagram is selfloveliv. If you have any ghost stories, send them my way because we're doing this a monthly thing. It's a monthly thing. So let's get right to the first one. I was about 10 years old when I was sat on the sofa cuddled up to my mum watching TV. And suddenly I went all cold and felt the need to look over towards the hallway. There was a man standing there looking towards me. It felt as though he was looking right through me. I was so scared. I was young, but I knew he was a spirit. I can even remember his clothes and the colour of them. Looking back now, it was amazing, and I always remember how clear he was. Can you imagine, right? You mind your own blooming business. You turn around, there's some guy there, watching you, waiting, watching and waiting. Not for me. 3 out of 10 for me, 3 out of 10. Oh, do you rate this and live? I guess so. My mum's house is very haunted. We used to have a medium come around to cleanse the house once a month. That's a no from me. The scariest moment for me was when me and my boyfriend were sat downstairs at around 1 AM and we could hear my brother snoring. However, around 15 to 20 minutes later, my brother walked through the front door. He'd been out all night. I mean, snoring, as a snorer myself, it can be very distracting, can be very annoying. Is it scary? It can be. 4 out of 10. I'm getting judgy. Okay, this is a good one. From the first line, you know it's gonna be a good one. It starts off with, "My house was built in the 1380s." No, surely not. I think that's 1980s. One night, me and both my sisters all left our room at 3 AM because we heard a small child running and laughing down our landing. When we moved into our current house, there was a large blood stain on the floor in the room. That is now my elder sister's, and we are convinced someone was murdered in the house. We constantly have lights flickering on and off, and you can feel presences in certain rooms of the house. Things are always being thrown off shelves, and doors are always being opened and closed. If I moved into a house, right, and there's a blood stain on the floor, I am getting in my car and backing the f out. There's no. Can you imagine? You walk into a house, you're doing a house viewing, and the blood. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No! 7 out of 10. That was a good one. I was sitting by the dinner table at my parents' house when I was around 12. I'm 21 now. And I saw my mum walking outside. She went down the driveway to bring out the trash, and I saw my grandpa walk behind her very clearly. However, my grandpa passed away 6 years ago. It's not scary to me seeing a relative at all, because I find it quite comforting. Like if I saw my grandma pass away, like, "Oh, you're right, grandma," I'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, she's a ghost." But I wouldn't find it scary. I'd find it quite like, "Oh, they're with us all the time." It's quite nice. Am I being weird? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. The spookiness, I think it's spooky. 3 out of 10. So this story happened to my parents before I was born. But one night in their old house, a couple of months after my great-grandfather, her mum's grandfather, had passed away, my mum had terrible trouble sleeping. She felt a presence beside her. She looked to turn around, but she knew that her grandfather was there in the room with them. In the morning, my mum didn't say anything to my dad, but he said to her, "I felt your grandfather in the room last night." Again, like, is it scary? It can be. If you don't know who it is, it can be quite like, wow. But as for if it's your grandfather or grandmother or mum or dad, it can be quite comforting. Yeah, nice. As for spoopiness, 3 out of 10. Oh, we've had so many experiences in my house. When I was little, I used to scream and describe the things as monsters, and as I got older, I described them as shadows. First of all, get out of your house. Leave the house, leave all your belongings, get in the car and just go. Get out of there. I remember when I was probably about 4, I went to the bathroom in the night and turned on the light. I saw a little girl coming towards me, but I didn't see her in front of me. I saw her shadow on the wall. As soon as I screamed for my mum, she disappeared. I wasn't dreaming because my mum also remembers that night too. I know she was a little girl because I remember her pigtails and long dress. We've lived in this house my whole life, and whatever it is hasn't gone away. A couple of months back, I was walking up the stairs, and our stairs creak a little when you step on them. And as I was walking, there was another set of creaks coming from behind me. I stopped, then I got closer and closer. And I had this really weird feeling when you feel like someone's watching you. And then I felt something breathing on my neck. Also, oh, there's another one. A couple of years ago, when my mum was at work and me and my sister were at school, my granddad said to my mum when she got back from work, "Oh, I saw your mum in the upstairs window this morning. How is she doing?" My mum told him that no one was in the house, and her mum had not been to the house all day. Leave the house. Leave the house, we're doing a leave the house song. Leave the house, you need to leave the f*** out of the house. Literally, like, no. With me, and I know James is the exact same, little girls with pigtails and long dresses really creep me out. Like, I can deal with if they're a bit older. If they're quite young, I'm just like, no, it's too much for me, I can't deal with it. No, that's a good one. 6 out of 10. I don't even know if this is creepy, but it literally happened tonight and creeped me the f*** out. Oh, I love when they're like, just happened. I have 2 dogs, Beatrix and Coco, both Shih Tzus. Yep, both adorable. I put that in the message, like, just to clarify, Liv, they're both adorable. B is a fawny kind of colour, and Coco has black fur. I often found myself thinking I can see Coco out of the corner of my eye, so I started talking to her. Everyone has deep and meaningful conversations with their pets, don't lie. This is true, I will talk to Humphrey like he's a regular person and he's a cat. Anyway, when she doesn't respond, as in come running up to me, I look up, I look to wherever I thought she was, and she's not there. She'll be in another room. You've literally got a dog ghost. So I always thought that was odd, but tonight, I was sat in the loo, doing my business, with the door open. Sorry husband, we share the stank that was basically part of our marriage vows. Close the damn door! I don't know why, I didn't turn the light on. Okay, you're literally having a shit in the dark, with the door wide open. You had to get murdered. That's murder territory, that's just ridiculous. But the landing light was off too. But I could see what I thought was the outline of Coco. So I'm sat there, talking and saying, "Come on, come here." And she just stood still as anything. Then I physically see her turn around and walk into the spare room, where again the light was off. When I finish my business, I go to get from the spare room and she's not there. I'm confused as heck. I go downstairs where the door from the lounge to the stairs is closed, so the dogs couldn't even sneak up and down the stairs. My husband is having a nap on the sofa and both dogs are under the blanket with him. You've got a ghost dog. You got a ghost dog right there. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Have you had any recent pets that have deceased? Is it one of your dogs come back from the dead? Maybe. Either way, it's pretty spoopy. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Me and my mum used to live in a flat in a building that used to be a school. I'm already saying no to this. Like a converted school into flats. Anyway, it had been proper shining vibe. It had proper shining vibes. I guess they mean like The Shining, the film. And I hated being in that building alone. The walls were so thin, you could constantly hear shit, the windows rattled, and I always felt like a presence in my mum's room. The air was heavy, like I was being watched or listened to. If you shut the door, sometimes you couldn't hear the telly, like it was suddenly soundproof. But it wasn't always like that. It was weird. Combine that with the first instances of sleep paralysis, and to a 14-year-old me, haunted AF. Mum had this square mirror that I took all my MySpace photos in. We've all been there, Anna. We've all been there. We've all been there with our MySpace. All been there. It's fine. I took a few photos one night, and as I was going through them, I saw an orb in it. And we all know orb means ghost. I freaked out, told my mum, she freaked out. Then 10 minutes later, we realised it was a reflection of the lampshade in the mirror. Oh, Anna, you've let me down. You've let me down. I was like, oh, 0 out of 10. Get out of here. In primary school, I was a total teacher's pet and always wanted to be picked for everything. Literally me. How embarrassing. I was always in charge of going into the big supply closet to get new workbooks, stationery, counters for maths, etc. This supply closet had a small window at the back of the room up the top of the wall with like a little window ledge. I remember seeing this young boy sitting on the ledge in pale grey clothes. He looked sad and lost. I would sit with him and chat to him, and the more I went to get supplies, the more we chatted. One day, my teacher realised I was taking longer than usual and came to find out what I was doing. She asked who I was talking to and thought there was another pupil hiding in there. I told her about the boy, explained what he looked like, all the details of his hair and everything. Her face drained of colour and she looked shocked. She told me there was a young boy who was run away from home during the war and died in the school. I can't remember how. To this day, I remember how happy he made me. He was such a lovely little boy. I never once felt the need to be afraid. Oh, that's just too precious. But also horrifying. You've literally had so many conversations with this ghost boy. But wow. Damn. For that one, 5 out of 10. That's pretty like, I want one to really like make me feel like I won't be able to sleep tonight. That's the kind of vibe I'm looking for. This is her little sister's ghost story. In my mum's house used to be my mum, my sister's dad, my little brother, my little sister and me. We've all been in the front left bedroom at some point and no one experienced anything. That's until my little sister went in, that is. She had sleep apnea and often wakes up in the night. She used to wander onto the landing and just sit on the top step half asleep till one of us put her back to bed. This bedroom is above the living room, so you could hear her footsteps as she woke and got out of bed. One day, we started noticing she was waking up but not leaving the bedroom or sitting on the landing. We thought nothing of it till it kept happening, and we heard her talking one time and wondered what on earth she was doing when she woke up. So we asked her, and she told us, Nana told me to get back into bed. Now she was 2 when my Nana passed away and her other Nana was still alive. We asked her what she looked like and she described an old lady with white curly hair in a purple dressing gown holding a cup of tea. She said she came out of the built-in wardrobe in the corner, told her to get back into bed, take a knife and back into the wardrobe. If anyone's coming out of there, they're getting a punch to the throat. No thank you, sir. Imagine, right, I'm lying in bed. Thing is, kids aren't scared of ghosts. As an adult, I'm terrified. If I'm lying in bed at night and someone's... I'm just saying, guys, ain't gonna be me, I ain't gonna be here. And that's it for some of the ghost stories. I really hope you enjoyed this new series. I'm gonna keep doing them on here, so look out for Send BOOS. And make sure you send me your ghost stories on Instagram, just DM me. And make sure the first word is capital, all capitals, ghost. So I know which DMs not to open until the video starts recording. Have a good one. Make sure you like, subscribe and comment down below. And stay spooky. Bye.